Okay, assume we have a signal, analog signal. This is an analog signal, xt, and we have to sample this signal by quantitizing. We take just samples by simple circuit like this one here, Ts1/s. We have like a switch. Then the signal will be sampled at certain amplitude. This one, say 1, 2, at this point will be sampled, this will be sampled, this will be sampled, and this one will be sampled, and the process called quantitizing. If you remember. So the output signal this way. So assume we have the signal has a bandwidth B, just like this one, bandwidth in the spectrum, Fourier spectrum. Then the sampling rate or the sampling frequency equal to Fs bigger than or equal to the frequency of the signal, twice F. If this is F here, then Fs here, which is equal to 1/Ts, is twice this frequency or twice the bandwidth, because we have to have, this is the highest frequency in the bandwidth here in the spectrum, so it has to be twice B also. So Fs twice the bandwidth. And this is bandwidth here. Okay, now when we sample the signal, what happens? We have to sample it at a certain frequency rate or sampling rate, Fs, which is 1/Ts from this relation. So this one, this is the sampling rate here. So what happened when we sample this signal? If assume we have this signal like this way, xt a, where a is the amplitude, and sine omega t, and we add to it phi, so it becomes plus phi this way, and this in turn will turn to sampled signal xn a sine nts, which is 1/s omega cap plus phi, or xn equal xnts. If we let ts equal 1, then we end up with xn equal a cos omega cap n, n plus phi. So n is an integer, so 0, 1, 2, blah blah blah. What happened now? What happened is, what exactly changed? This will remain the same, and the analog signal and the discrete signal. The A will remain the same. What changes is omega. This term here will change to omega cap n. Now we have to find the relation omega cap تساوي omega analog or continuous times Ts equal omega 1/Fs, where Fs is the sampling rate. Okay, how fast we sample. Omega تساوي 2/F, and وبالتالي F cap تساوي Fts. So we have two relations, this one here and this one here, between omega and this one. So omega this way, if we put it in the z-plane, will become, this is omega 0, omega 1 caps, okay? We might, it's different based on the angle here, but I mean, here the angle is 0, here phi, here another phi, here another phi, here another phi, which is the phase angle. Okay, so technically we have discrete omega here, omega cap. Okay, now we have to consider an example quickly, as in the text. So if we have a signal, say analog signal, here we have at n equals 0, just forget that n equals 1. If you look at the n here, n equals 2, and when we sample this, when we have this way, NTS, or so if we have the sample frequency TS here, or 1/Fs equal TS, then this is from here to here, between sample and the next sample is TS, which is the period. Okay. Before we forget, now if we have an example, and we have to solve. We have this signal, in this example, consider xt equal cos 2 by times 60 times t, which is like omega equals 2 by f, where f is the analog frequency. And the sample rate, which is Fs, sampling rate, at sampling rate of 240 and 1000 samples per second. Okay, what we need is we have to find the equivalent xn of the discrete signal, or xnts. Okay, so what we know here, well, we assume it's cos here, so we have 1 cos omega cap n plus phi is 0, so you just don't need that. Phi doesn't change here or here. Okay, well, amplitude remain the same, correct? So we have to find omega cap. So we know that omega cap from this relation here, omega cap تساوي omega ts تساوي omega over fs وتساوي ومنها omega cap at 240 تساوي 2 pi times 60 times 1 over 240. وتساوي 2 pi times 60.25 اللي حسبنا هذولا هاي هون times n. Okay. Ups and out. So xn I تساوي radian per second unit. Okay. Second. هسه نجي لهون نطلعها So xn تساوي بس بنعوض محل اوميجا هون I mean الفريكونسي هون حسبناها بطلع هذا الجواب وصف الجواب 2 باي هاي العلاقة اللي هون بالصفي 2 باي آسف الصفي 2/2 بالصفي 0.5 باي n. سوري هاي 0.25 هون هنا ربع هاي بالصفي ربع هون أنا 0.25 بالأصل. أوكي وين حسبت هون. أوكي أو الصفي عندنا هاي العلاقة 0.5 باي n where n equal 0, 1, 2 and so on is an integer. Okay. الآن هاي كلها بالصفي as a sequence just like any mathematical sequence and بالصفي sample this way. NTS XN YS هاي السيكونس البيريد اللي هون TS شو تساوي نجيبها من السامبلينج rate 1 over TS or 1 over 240. طبعا هاي n equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and we'll suffer this way and the phase angle somehow on and n equals 0, omega at n equals 0 at n equal 1 at omega n equal 2 وهكذا. طبعا هاي سيجما هون هاي جي اوميجا. الثانية الجواب راح الصفي اوميجا تساوي اوميجا كاب ان الجواب at 1000 فرع الثانية راح صفي 0.12 باي n إذا تحسب assign sequence. Okay, the homework finished. Thank you. And handout, well, is attached.